Hello, I'm Matt. Welcome to Season Extension Maximized. Can you really grow in gardening zone 5A or colder up until Christmas? Can plants withstand snow? Today we'll talk about what it takes to maximize your grow. Sunlight. Hours of sunlight peak in summer and are at the lowest point in winter. As the typical growing season ends, the hours of sunlight are affected in three significant ways. First, after the autumnal equinox, the available sunlight decreases to less than 12 hours per day. Second, the angle of sun shifts from directly overhead to where the sunlight hits at a low angle. Third, this is compounded by increasing cloud cover in late fall. The color temperature of the light becomes cooler also, which favors leafy greens and not fruiting plants. Temperature. High and low temperatures both decrease. Nighttime temperatures becoming more significant. While plants may be fine with 60 degrees Fahrenheit daytime temperatures, it is the 32 degree Fahrenheit nighttime temperature that oftentimes ends up killing sensitive plants. Daytime temperatures under 65 degrees Fahrenheit will slow down photosynthesis, and temperatures under 50 degrees halt the growth of plants. Active growth versus states of merely existing. When available light and preferred temperatures no longer support plants, there is an in-between state between active growth and death where plants become dormant. During this time, the plants are alive but not thriving. Also, plants may have green fruit on them, and depending on the variety of plant, those fruits could continue to ripen. For leafy greens, the edible leaves will remain viable as well. So, when it comes to season extension, during early fall, insulation can help extend the season. Frost blankets hold the warmth of the earth near the plants and slow heat loss from the plant by preventing direct contact with the cold air. This works in the example that you see here, where cold-tolerant cauliflower and broccoli are covered with a remay frost blanket to protect them. Even raised beds with black plastic sheeting for a mulch layer will raise the temperature of a planting mix underneath, as seen with the onions in this picture. When cold temperatures dip too low, or are spread over multiple cloudy days, it becomes necessary to provide a supplemental heat source. The electric soil heating cables shown here will slowly warm soil to around 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And research shows that the soil warmth has a marked positive impact on the plant health. To get the most benefit, you should actually combine techniques. One example is using container plantings with electric soil heating cables inside of a greenhouse. During the worst of cold temperatures, plants will also benefit from a supplemental electric air heater, and this will permit plants to be grown during times when a greenhouse alone would fall quite short of the ability to preserve the plant growth. A case study was done using a self-watering container of petunias, which was set in a wagon above the cold ground. The soil was warmed with electric soil heating cables, and the plant was covered with a DuPont frost bag. The frost bag was pulled off on sunny days and put back on during cold days and also during the nighttime. Over the time of this study, the plant continued in flower 7 weeks beyond the typical first frost date. Heavy snows were observed in mid to late November, and the plant was left covered during the times of snow. As December approached, the amount of heat and protection needed started to become unfeasible to continue. Which brings me to a concept I refer to as the break-even point of season extension. So, to summarize these findings, a heated greenhouse or soil warming cable in a container planting with frost blankets or frost bags can prove extremely effective in not only extending the gardening season, but also helps plants easily survive the days of early frost and freezes which come earlier in the fall. The break even point exists where declining sunlight, decreasing temperature, and the cost of supplemental heating reach a dollar point where the cost of growing indoors under artificial lights is more dollar justified.